What a week it's been for Deion Sanders and Colorado football. First, they suffered a tough loss on the road to longtime rival Nebraska. Then, as usual, the media frenzy followed, centered around what Sanders has labeled as a baseless allegation, claiming he told the university's band not to play the team fight song in favor of his son Shedur's music whenever he scores. Unfortunately, this is the type of controversy that now surrounds the Colorado football program under Sanders. The optimism that existed around the Buffaloes this time last year, when they were 3-0, seems to have faded. However, they have a chance to turn things around this weekend when Colorado, 1-1, faces in-state rival Colorado State, 1-1. Unlike last year's game, this season's matchup won't favor the Buffaloes quite as much, as they'll have to travel to Fort Collins to face the Rams. This year's game is once again expected to be a tough battle, with Colorado State and head coach Jay Norvell looking to emerge victorious after coming just shy a year ago. Sanders, along with his son, starting quarterback Shedeur Sanders, and two-way star Travis Hunter, will need to rally their team to avoid a two-game losing streak just before Big 12 play kicks off the following week. Because if Colorado goes to 1-2, the wheels could definitely start to fall off. Now, let's dive into some bold predictions for Colorado football against Colorado State in Week 3. Colorado finally reaches 100 rushing yards in a game against Colorado State. In its first two games, Colorado has yet to reach 100 rushing yards in either matchup. Even worse, they've only accumulated a combined 75 rushing yards in those games. The Buffaloes currently rank 129th in the country in rushing yards per game, 16, and yards per rush, 0.7. It's clear that the offensive line isn't as improved as many had hoped, and the ground game remains a glaring issue. However, there's no better opportunity for Colorado to boost their rushing offense than against Colorado State. The Rams are allowing 190 rushing yards per game at 4.6 yards per rush. This could be the game where Dallin Hayden finally gets going, potentially even finding the end zone. Shedeur Sanders throws for over 300 yards, keeps passing touchdown streak alive. The Rams' passing defense isn't much better, which works in favor of Sanders and the Buffaloes' offense. Colorado State ranks 120th in the nation in passing yards allowed, giving up 355 yards per game. Their sack percentage isn't much better, ranking 87th, 2.94%. While those numbers could improve after facing Colorado, Sanders has the talent and ability to connect with his skilled receivers. As usual, expect Colorado to rely heavily on Sanders in the passing game, given that he's one of the most talented players on the field. Sanders also has an impressive streak of consecutive games with a passing touchdown that dates back to his time at Jackson State. The last time Sanders didn't throw a touchdown in a game was on September 5, 2021, against Florida A&M. Travis Hunter makes an interception and has third straight 100-yard receiving game. After just 2 games, Colorado State quarterbacks have already thrown 3 interceptions. Though their first game was against a strong Texas team, the Rams still have shown vulnerability in the passing game. Travis Hunter, who was injured in last year's game against Colorado State, might be looking to make a statement in this year's rematch. Coach Prime will continue to utilize one of his best players on both sides of the ball, as he has in the first 2 games. Expect Hunter to be a ball hawk on defense, snagging an interception. On offense, Hunter has already posted back-to-back 100-yard receiving games. He will likely be a key target for Sanders once again in Week 3. Colorado earns another close victory in tough battle with Colorado State. Since Deion Sanders arrived in Boulder, 4 of Colorado's 5 wins have been decided by a combined 19 points. Only last year's game against Nebraska was a double-digit victory. The rest were won by 8 points or less. The losses are another story. Saturday's game against Colorado State is likely to follow a similar pattern. Colorado needs this win desperately while the schedule is still manageable. Sanders can't afford to see Colorado take a step back in year 2, or his seat could start to get hotter. Expect another tight contest, but one that ends in a narrow victory for the Buffaloes.